say for a joke, oh, I'm going to kill myself in my house. Feel free, intense to hear somebody say that, right? Even if they're joking. Okay, next Asia.
Good point.
What we want to look at is typical behaviors versus the behaviors that are risky, right? Increased irritability or moody.
I'm not sure. I'm listening to a Zoom appointment for noticing the signs of suicide in youth and autistic youth.
And we should be listening to what our kids are hearing. We gotta know what those songs mean, what they're saying, right? Could just be I love this song, and it could be I'm kind of obsessed with this song. We have to pay attention to that. Lots of interest in sports, video games, activities.
Important information I need to understand for your.
Lots of times when someone's going through a mental health crisis, there's those what we call psychosomatic things that happen. So it's not just thoughts; it starts to turn into your body not feeling good, and that's that headaches and stomach aches, things like that. Failure to gain weight as expected. So we're also worried about our, anorexia, bulimia, overeating, not eating enough, growing up overeating, things like that. Late night TV. Do any of our kids stand and watch late night TV? My kids do. I have 3 of them. They all do, right? Excessive late night TV. Not going to bed. Right? Not going to bed. They go to bed in the morning when they're done watching TV. That's excessive, right? Persistent boredom. Increased negative behavior, oppositional behavior. Oppositional behavior we see with our kids who are in adolescent age. We start to see them push away from rules the parents want, right? So if you notice, a lot of these things we can say, oh, I'm so with that. My daughter does that. I can say that for a lot of these things. The big difference is the intensity and the longevity of when those things are happening, right? So if you have a kiddo who loves sports and has been playing football for years.
Persistent.
I just don't.
Hello. I'm in the middle of a Zoom for signs of early suicide in youth.
And the intensity.
I'm on with the school.
Typical adolescent teenager, kind of pushing against parents to now I'm a little bit. Okay? Everybody get that? Understand that?
I'm gonna be posting the information that they're showing on the screen right now.
Or in our environment that can kind of heighten our chances of it being more difficult to handle problems, to deal with stress, to respond appropriately to those things. So these can be things that are happening to the student. So maybe substance abuse, maybe your child is starting to use drugs, question it, be curious, starting to do things, right? Or it could be in their surroundings, right? So they don't have to be using anything, but if it's someone in the home, extended relative,
complaints of headaches and stomach aches. They're showing you how to tell the early signs of suicide in young teenagers. So this even applies to special needs children. The highest rate of suicide is autistic teenagers and young adults.
There's some sort of abuse, there's something going on, or if they're witnessing it,
no.
Death or loss. I'm going to include pets in this.
Okay.
Our kids get very close. The thing we do, right? They get very close to their animals, especially if it's a thing of 2. That's all they remember is their dog, and then something happens. That's really traumatic. Still a very intense experience that our kids are through, right? Major life changes. So that could include, a divorce in the family.
Yes, I am.
Right? That they were maybe wanting or weren't prepared for. If someone in the knowledge,
I don't need to be discriminated against on this, so shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up before I remove you. I'm busy. There's people here that actually want help, and so why don't you go away, you miserable fucking troll. No one's ever asked for money, so shut up, man.
I want to stress to parents that also includes if your child has the love of their life in 6th grade and they break up, to them that's a big deal. It's a big deal. It's their first loss like that. It could be a very big deal.
So we're talking about the risk factors right now.
We know, there's going to be hormones.
So these are things that could be happening in your life, in your child's environment, that may lead them to start showing the signs of suicide. So death or loss in the family, bullying, violence,
so I can tell you how many students we talk to
substance abuse,
on a regular basis that, I feel like I can't be myself. So taking away
live Zoom,
the LGBTQ, it's the student not feeling like they can be
loss of a relationship, non-acceptance from the family, stigma associated with help seeking a mental illness.
The crisis, right, in their heart and in their okay? Stigma associated with mental health. So
the stigma that's associated with mental health. So I always talk about the stigma of society. The main reason why autistic people are twice as likely to be alcoholics and addicted to substances, and the number one cause of suicide is autistic people, autistic youth. So, and that's because of the stigma of society, the way that neurotypicals, the way that people treat us, the lack of resources, the lack of support, and the bullying, name calling.
There's lots of things that are lethal to us, right? I think first and foremost, if there's firearms in the house, are they locked up? Do our kids know where they're at? Do they know how to get in there? Is it easy to get?
I'm autistic, so watch the way you speak.
Right? First thing we think about.
I'm smarter than you, I'm pretty sure.
We have to think about is our medications that are used. I recently just locked up my medications.
Medications. I tell everybody all the time, do not give autistic youth medication. First off, medication is always a last resort type situation. Also, autism is not a clinical disorder. You do not need medications. Also, we have seizures. Our brains are not like neurotypicals, and if we get taking medications, it can cause us to become sick.
Harm themselves. Can they find something on social media that will harm them? Absolutely. Do they have access to almost anything they want on social media? So looking at those parental controls and things like that. Okay. Beyond everything, you know your kids.
So you trust your instinct.
The teachers as well, teachers that spend all day in the classroom with your children. I think you've seen it.
Another person. I don't need people like you in this room right now. This is a serious matter, so go troll somewhere else.
Right? So we're not going to say why, oh my gosh, something's wrong. But we need to ask questions. We need to start talking.
Ask questions. I tell everybody this. If your child is nonverbal, especially, ask them questions. You still need to talk to your child and find out how they're feeling, find out what's going on. Ask them how their day was. You can draw it in pictures, give them like choice of was your day good or bad. I know it's hard to be like, oh, how was your day, sweetie? And they don't respond back. But a lot of times they will start to talk back if you give them multiple choice questions. And if they don't say it verbally, of course, you can start drawing it on a piece of paper. It's like, was your day good? And, we can put a smiley face. Or was it bad? And when they say it was bad, you say, who was it? Was it your teacher? Was it a bus driver? Was it mommy? And they will start to answer back, and you'll get to find out what's going on with your child. It's very important.
Okay. We want to make sure that we're in a place where they feel comfortable, right?
You always want to make sure they feel comfortable.
Maybe it's private, maybe it's just you and the child.
You always want to make sure that they're not around, so you have family members that don't understand autism, and they keep saying things like saying come here, you little cuckoo head, or we know what all these little joking, mild joking terms are, and over a period of time, a child will start to be like, wait, all these things that you joke with me are kind of putting me down, and they'll start to feel bad about themselves, or feel like their families don't love them or like them, and don't understand them, and that can be a big cause for a child to want to hurt themselves. Having a conversation. I'm coming to get you. Okay, mommy, here I come. What happened? What is it?
Did you feel that? That doesn't get us very far, right? But if we ask open, give them a chance to actually give us this, right? being aware of your body.
Yeah, because when a child is nonverbal, I know because I was nonverbal. I was nonverbal till I was 7, and I stopped talking from 10 to 11 because of the way that people treated me, and the way that people didn't include me, didn't ask me questions like, "What do you want? Do you want this or do you want that?" They would never ask me, "Or do you like this or that?" They would never ask me. They'd always ask anybody else that was with me, and they didn't give me an opportunity to try. And it just made me feel like that I wasn't like socially accepted.
And then being comfortable with a little
You always want to make sure that they're comfortable.
fun conversation to have. We're not laughing at it.
And don't laugh or make jokes if they don't say the word right. Don't laugh and be like, "Oh, it's so cute." Don't do things like that. And it's going to make us doubt ourselves, and we're going to get more quiet.
It's hard for me to talk about, and I'm not sure.
And you always want to validate their feelings or any way that they feel and talk about it, even if they don't talk much. Help them like put it into words for them. Pretend like like you're their voice. So help them even when it's talking to you. Like repeat it, like when they circle the options like that they were sad. You would say, "Oh, okay, Ozzy's feeling sad today. That's fine. Why is Ozzy feeling sad?" And then you talk about it with them and talk to them, but always help narrate for them but not your own thoughts. Narrate with their circling. Put it to words so they can hear it out loud, so they can hear, and it gives them peace to know that someone understands and is aware of their needs and. Next up after identifying risk. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just screenshotting. Ooh.
Asking if it answers. We've had kids that have said, "I thought about this. I think this is how I would do it." Well, are you planning to follow me? No. Right? Right?
Huh.
So we need to find out. This is also the time where we start thinking, where are those weapons in my house? Where are those knives? Where are those?
That's interesting. They're saying that of other children that are not, they're talking about all types of children, that's why. So if they're saying in general, if a child says that they want to die, you won't be planting any ideas in their head or any thoughts. The goal is you're supposed to ask them, how do you plan on doing that? The goal is to find out how far along the teen is in the process to help the parents and caregivers know what they need to do to create a safe environment.
I'm going to keep seeing how did you have a thought today? What do we do? What do you do when you have it? Right? You want to keep checking with it.
Oh, autistic children? Yes. I was one. I mean, I'm still autistic, but when I was a child, everybody thought that I was really, really like challenged. I was nonverbal till I was 7, and then I stopped talking. I was more like mute, actually. And then I went nonverbal when I was 10 to 11. And I maintained a 4.0 GPA consistently, and I homeschooled myself, and I left home when I was 12, and I educated myself. Everything was taught. I taught myself everything. No, I'm getting a call right now. Who could that be? Hug me. Okay, baby. Bye, Mama. Okay. Sorry, I have to take a phone call. Okay, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna give you this in the little napper room.
And then when we move it over to the 9 and 13. Clear and straightforward answers, right? Teenagers know we're beating around the bush.
Important things. The babies are okay.
We want to be truthful and straightforward with them. Listening to what do you need? I want to acknowledge that. Your questions when you're asking questions, it's specific. It's a very specific clear. And the follow-up questions again. might ask a question to get an answer. You might need to do a little more digging out. If you have not yet had a conversation,
Sorry, I just have to hear this video, Ozzy. It's important on the Zoom. It's a meeting. It's live, Ozzy. Okay. Sorry, guys.
So I'm gonna let Miss Blair proceed with them.
God, I wish it was louder. It's so low. Okay, if your student is at school, your student will receive a suicide rating screen. This is so important. This is how serious suicide is becoming with the youth. And to know that the highest rate of suicide in the world is autistic teenagers. And I have a friend that's an EMT, and he told me that he often gets autistic like teenagers, like they're like 17 or so, and they have told him actually verbally that their parents are always fighting and they don't want them, that they're like I guess like a burden in their family. So these autistic youth are being treated, not supported, that they are a burden, that their parents wish they never had them. They were having trouble making friends at school, people making fun of certain behaviors, and and they feel totally alone. And the parents don't want them. That's horrible, because autistic people are amazing. But everybody keeps trying to correct and change. You want to correct an autistic child to be like a neurotypical. So we're not neurotypicals. Why do you keep trying to change me and tell me that I need to be like something I'm not? And instead of just accepting me and learning about me and learning what is what is good about me. Why do you have to find the bad? To go searching for everything that's not like a neurotypical and then tell me I need to correct it. Why can't you just appreciate my differences? Like, why can't there be more than one way to be? Why can't it's just it's so frustrating that this is causing teenagers to want to hurt themselves. This is a problem that's wrong with the world, and I feel like not as an autistic, but as an adult. Okay, I'm an autistic adult. As an adult, it's whoever's an adult is our moral obligation to correct the way that we behave, correct the way we teach our children, so that these children have an opportunity, a fighting chance. It's so inhumane that nobody cares, no one gives a shit. Well, not my kid, haha. What the hell? You don't care that this is hurting children? Like, what the hell kind of animal are you? Like, I don't understand that mindset. Like, it's not just like, oh, they're too sensitive and oh, we're just joking. No, we're talking about lives, children losing their lives. So much, mental, emotional pain, frustration, and confusion that they are wanting to kill themselves. They don't want to participate in anything, but they're willing to kill themselves. They're willing to overcome that challenge. They're willing to overcome that challenge just to end it already. It's really fucked up. Somebody should give a fuck. The same. Who the support people are, okay? So for here, maybe for example, we're putting our mom's name, we're putting the relationship and the phone number. So I'm hearing the rest of this, sorry. If a student is in a mental health crisis, you have her phone number right here. And they'll have the children that this happened to my ex, and I'm not with him anymore because he has severe mental illness. And his father died in a tragic accident when he was a child, in an airplane crash. And the mom immediately didn't help him work through the loss. She bought him a bunch of things and then put him sent him off to school, like sent him away to live outside the home. How do you send your child to a boarding school when their father just died like a month ago? Really? You don't think it's not important to just be there and help the child like emotionally process this, make sure that they're okay? Before you just throw them out into like the world? That's so insensitive and crazy. I don't know if she was too busy at work, didn't have the time to deal with his disability, but that's really fucked up. If you have a child, take the fucking time. Maybe it's a holiday break or maybe it's the weekend and we're not available to help support. So really making sure I feel like I'm autistic, okay, and I was always mistreated, and when I didn't talk, or when I couldn't talk, I have memories of everything that people said. I still remember everything that was said to me, and neurotypicals are not getting that. We understand everything, okay? Be like, oh, he doesn't talk, he doesn't understand. Oh, she doesn't, she doesn't look at me when I'm saying she's not listening. We hear everything. Okay, we can hear everything, we remember everything, we understand everything. It's not an intellectual disorder. As a matter of fact, we understand it better than most because those are the only things that we are using as tools for communication to understand how to engage and how to meet our objectives. We can't verbally talk. We need to understand what's being said so that we can know how to get what we need based off of the words that you guys use. So we actually understand language. We understand linguistics. We understand it so much that we're very literal in it. So also be careful when you're joking. Be careful when you're. We pay attention to everything. We'll piece it together like a damn detective.
For example, for our students where maybe they aren't low risk, maybe they're high risk, where they're being very, very transparent.
And yeah, and people would ask my mom, oh, what's wrong? What's wrong? Why doesn't she talk? Why doesn't she talk? And I remember being like, all like, not. It was almost like I didn't want to hear that what was said. I didn't want to like process what they were saying. I heard it and I kind of I understood fully what it meant, and it made me so uncomfortable that I wanted to act like it wasn't happening right there at that time. And I remember just like looking, even felt pressure in my eyes and just wanting to visually push. I was trying to in my head push everything away. I didn't want to act. I wanted to act like that moment didn't happen, and I felt really uncomfortable, and it made me close up more. I felt more I just got really quiet and closed and put my head down, and she asked, well, is she retarded? She asked that shit. And then she looked at me like she was trying to look and determine, but she was like in her own stupid, arrogant freaking face, she's trying to see if she was going to be able to tell if I was the R word right by looking at me. And she was judging me and looking at me like she was trying to capture the challenge in me, the challenge person in me. You know what that feels like for a child to be looked at like that? And then my mom looks like worried, but then she worried about what this woman was saying and what she thought about me, about some disease or something, and then to look at me concerned, but almost more oh my god, she's like if I'm some freaking I'm not a person. Oh, it's almost like she was looking at me like someone said, oh, she might die. She was looking at me like if there was no hope in me. She was that kind of worry, It was she wasn't oh, let me help my daughter or defend me or say something good about me. She just looks concerned, oh my god, is she? What the hell? I remember everything. It was so messed up. I remember everybody saying mean things about me, making fun of me, I didn't understand. And I even remember people saying oh, she's not listening. I was listening. I wish that I couldn't hear. I wouldn't, It was so uncomfortable and fucked up what they say.
I always say that I have the best job here as campus with supporting your students, but really just asking students about what makes them unique, getting to know them for their hobbies, their interests, what they like, their friends. And so by creating that safe space earlier on and having those conversations, when the conversations get really difficult, or maybe if they are struggling, you already really have that support system and that basis where you're having that regular communication about how you're feeling. Mm-hmm. And quality time.
I also always say if there's even a difficult, this happened to my son the other day. We went to the park and this stupid little girl, I'm sorry, she pissed me off. It's really her parent, her stupid parent. This little girl, she was that was the name of the game to be there with those little kids where any little kid that came to play at the playground, they were trying to poke at them or say mean things, trying to bully them. And I was like, what the hell? Who is the hell? What are these parents that they're just letting their kids stay here and bully all the kids that are trying to play? So I noticed my son wanted to go into some little jungle gym thing, and as he was walking up, I didn't hear what was said, but I saw that he was going to those kids, so I kind of sped up walking just to get closer to him to make sure that he was okay. And this little girl said something, and then I heard another little girl that was playing there. She said, "Hey, that's me. Don't tell him that." And I said, what did they say to my kid? And I said, and she's like, oh, I said, no. I said, you need to tell me what that little girl said to my son. And she said, oh, he said that, that he was heavy, my son's senior, I don't want to hurt his feelings, but he said that he was, overweight, and that, and the R word, and I said, excuse me? I said, he's autistic, he's not retarded. I said, I'm autistic, and I'm probably smarter than your parents. As a matter of fact, where is your parent? Because I can't hit you, so bring your mother here so I can beat some sense in her. I was pissed. And she brought me her dad. She was all scared, and then she brought me her dad. And I told her dad what his daughter was doing with some other little boy there. And he said, oh, she didn't mean it like that. I said, you're not going to correct your daughter? You're going to give her an excuse and act like it's okay to play stupid? Really? I said, I don't care what she meant. I'm pretty sure she didn't mean it like that. I'm pretty sure that you allow her to do this type of stupid shit at home because you don't want to pay attention, or you're not taking care of her. You're not doing your job as a parent. So now you have this little monster running around putting children down. I said, do your job. Correct your child, teach your child. Because one day, you're going to get your ass kicked. Or worse, your daughter's going to get her ass kicked.
So, for example, I can see Miss Graver.
Yeah, that's out. I was pissed. I said, I'm pissed. I told him, I'm pissed. I said, I can't hit a child. I said, but you better correct your daughter and do it right now in front of me. I said, otherwise you and I are going to be throwing chingazos. And inform her that autistic people are not fucking retarded. Okay? I said, I'm autistic and I'm not retarded. I guarantee that I'm way smarter than you. Also, I'm way tougher than you too. You can't even defend. You can't even speak for yourself. You're choking on your words.
I love that. Thank you for sharing.
So watch it when you teach your daughter about autistic people. Let this be a lesson for you. Fucking thinking that who the hell goes around letting their kids talk like that? That little girl's gonna wind up in prison or pregnant. Fucking ridiculous. It's really unfair for those children that have such poor parenting. It's awful. All it does is describe how uneducated, how uneducated and how low class these people are, that they don't think it's important to teach their children how to engage the world efficiently. They're not going to be successful either. They're freaking dum-dums. No yum for the dum-dum. I love you, Ozzy. I like, for the record, because that happened with my son. It happened at first I was like, oh my god, what the heck? They hurt my kid's feelings, And at first thought of a parent would be like, oh my god, I don't want him to notice this, let me get him away from the situation to protect him. But he heard, and my son is not stupid. He understands everything just the same way I did. So it was very important that I talked to him about it. It was very hard, and it's a tough thing to say. I don't want him to feel bad. But at the same time, he needs to know that these people are idiots, that they're uneducated, that the little girl probably goes around doing that because her parents don't pay attention to her. She feels unloved and angry because why? Because she feels probably that's how people make her feel. So she wants to go give it to someone else, projecting out into the world. And I told her she's stupid. I said she's not smart, Ozzy. Smart people don't act like that. And she doesn't know what she's saying. Even her dad's a dum-dum. And I was telling him, that people are mean, but you need to stand up for yourself. I said, you're stronger than all these. I'm not telling you to hit them, but stand up, and if they try to push you or do anything, he's a big old football player body, he's a gentle giant girl, my poor boy. That's what makes me scared, that he's a big boy, and people might think that he's, more willing to take that kind of aggression or bullying or roughhousing type of behavior. My son's such a sweetheart, and everything it won't hurt his feelings, and because he's so smart, he understands everything. He's just not speaking. He can't defend himself, and that pisses me off.
We have a pair companion here.
No.
How I like to explain hair solids is sometimes
Read him well. That's why I made a YouTube channel. they need to put their kid on my channel so I can check the little kids for them.
Sometimes it can be a really daunting, long process of calling insurance companies and figuring out providers and availability and costs and insurance.
Yeah, thank you.
I really like
You saw that video?
support from Care Solace because they really provide that mental health navigation.
Yeah, it's very important. Like I said, I talk it through with my son and let him know, what it is. Because he needs to be aware of discrimination too. Nothing worse for an autistic person is to be like being shocked by something happening and not know how to handle it, and also not knowing how to process that. And I know personally, I have been bullied and talked to certain ways my whole life that I just in the beginning, before I was able to advocate for myself, before I got tired of it enough to no, I gotta fucking say something, it's survival that I have to say something, and it's survival that I have to learn to express it the way that I learned to express it, because nobody's listening and no one's caring about basic, information. If they don't care that discrimination is happening, they don't care that it's if it's not gonna, if they don't have to deal with it, then they're not going to. Nobody cares about doing the right thing anymore. So I feel that I need to go and if no one wants to listen and people are bullying my kids and no one's gonna do anything about it, well then I'm gonna go and bully some neurotypicals. I'm gonna give them a taste of their own medicine. I'm so sick of people mistreating autistic people. That's really annoying.
In terms of
Especially children, come on.
Lifeline, this is a number that I always like to highlight. It's 988. You can call or text them at any point in time, 24/7. It's 100% free. So you'll be connected to a caring professional that might ask you some more questions about you, or you can hear to get more information on how to help support. You'll receive different supports and services, and really just have that environment where you're able to.
It's really important, because I'll be down. My son's happy. He's a happy boy. And I'll be down if somebody makes him feel like less than, and he wants to hurt himself. Not on my watch. I don't care who the hell they are. I'm gonna learn today. And my son, my love for my children. I get overwhelmed sometimes as a mom. I'm doing so many things, but this is another example of the state not acknowledging, society not acknowledging, what's required for these children to have equal opportunity. That's the part that bugs me the most, is that they can say equal opportunity for everyone all they want. They can say children first all they want, but they're not really practicing it. And I see that now with my two autistic children. I thought I was just in a dysfunctional home, and that was part of my reason why I didn't have an opportunity. But I keep trying to apply for things, get my kids services, get my kids, even housing places are discriminating against us, kicking us out for no reason, stuff like that. It happens everywhere we go. It shouldn't be like that. We deal with some discrimination issue at least 6-7 times a week. Yeah, I'm talking big issues like therapists just stop coming to see my kids. A family calling my kid, the R word at the park. I'm just trying to play and have fun. Shelter, transitional living that I paid $900 to be at. I gave them all my food stamps, and they kicked me out early. And the reason was being that we're not a good fit for the program. So we're autistic. We don't fit in with these neurotypical Christians. You see what I'm talking about? And bullshit. Every other day I'm dealing with something. Whether education, transportation, discriminating and being rude to my kid, yelling at my kid that's special needs. It's people think that they don't have to respect. They think that they don't have to watch what they say in front of an autistic person. It's like either they feel like they don't understand, they're not listening, which is both are bullshit lies. They need to educate themselves more, or they think, oh well, even if so, no one's gonna defend them. No one's gonna say anything. Because usually most people just turn their head. They don't want to deal with it. If it's not them personally, they're going to turn their head. Because autistic people tend to be passive because of all the stigma of society. Then nothing's being said. No one's defending them. And that's bullshit. I'm really glad that I did go through all the trauma and the abuse and all the struggles that I've had to go through. Now it makes perfect sense why God allowed me to go through those trials or put me in those situations, because it happened so consistently that I was able to, get enough, courage and find enough reason to push through my sensory issues, push through my challenges, and push through practicing not caring about what people are saying about me, and knowing who I am. You know, worrying about what people think of you can get really crazy. I used to be an alcoholic back in the day over the fact that I was so worried and didn't want to feel the stigma of what people were gonna look at me like, say to me, you know, me not fit in, and now it's easier just to know who you are, like yourself, know yourself. You don't need anybody else to know you or like you. They're so damn self-involved anyways. They can't see past themselves. They're not paying attention.
Survey, and it's literally, I think it's like 4 questions that you're able to you guys taking a look at it. Part of it is just making sure that we're meeting, the expectations.
Yes, I know.
What we need to do, and then also.
Yeah, I when I was younger, my family, I grew up in an abusive home, but that wouldn't happen like in a public place. At least my crazy family knew even to at least not bring their bullshit. Like they wouldn't go and let my siblings go pick on any other special kid, just me at home, because they didn't have to deal with it, But they would have corrected them if a parent was like, "Oh, you did this. Where you going, baby?" It's just, I want to say it was really unfortunate, but I feel like saying it's really unfortunate would mean that is the facts, and that's gonna stick that way. Like there's nothing we can do about it. I'm not gonna say that's unfortunate. I'm gonna say that's bullshit. And they're about to learn. I'm so sick of this shit. There should be no damn reason why an innocent, kind child is feeling like they want to die. I want to kick everyone's ass who ever did anything to them. I was younger. I was. You want that? Okay. I didn't talk till I was 7, and the doctors told my mom. They didn't diagnose me at first as a child through the school. Although they did tell me it was very obvious that I was autistic. The doctors told my mom. My mom didn't want anybody to know them. My dad told me later. When I asked my dad a couple of months ago. Actually, I haven't talked to him in years, and I finally talked to him. And I finally asked him and talked to him about my autism that they never liked to talk about before. And he said that my mom made a choice when they would have conversations about me that I was different. They didn't really know what autism was fully back then, but the doctors told my mom and even gave her medications to help with my hyperactiveness behavior. So it wasn't really addressed the same way. I'm 38 years old, so they didn't really address autism the way that they do today. But when I had my evaluation with the regional center, they understand that I've always been autistic. And I just grew up in a very abused home, and it's it's unfortunate that my family didn't care enough to get me, to care to help me. She wasn't in denial. I think she was embarrassed. She didn't want people to know. Or maybe it was the fact that she told me before, don't tell anybody that you're different. She would tell me that when I was little. When I just started talking, I was around like 8 or something like that, and she would tell me not to tell anybody that I have a personality disorder. That's what she would call it. I don't know why she would call it a personality disorder. I guess that's how she understood it, when she'd read it. And I think maybe because back in the day they would put autistic people like in mental hospitals and give them like shock therapy and stuff like that. And I think maybe I'm trying to be like be optimistic and think maybe that it was because she didn't want me to go to mental hospital. Maybe she didn't want people calling me crazy at school or retarded like they did, So but it's such a wrong approach if that's what it was, because she told me don't tell anybody, and they just made me feel like, why do you want me to lie about me? I thought, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm not a bad kid, just because I'm autistic, and it just made me feel like this world wouldn't accept me if I shared, who I, my autism with them, that I wouldn't be wanted in the world. So that's all it was, and then I ran away at 12 because it was so bad. The abuse was so bad. the abuse was so bad that I don't think, but my thoughts never went to suicide. The abuse in my house was so bad that it made me feel like I just need to be old enough to get the hell out of there. I started running away at 5 years old before I even spoke. And I can just run off like, normal run off, like, how children on the spectrum run and pick off. I would pack a bag, like I would pack my clothes. I would pack my damn clothes and my things, and I would take a backpack and stuff. And I would run away, the first couple of times they found me and walking, one of my brothers came out, our neighbor had saw me and brought me back. But I figured out how to get to my grandma's house that was like 3 blocks away, and I would run away to my grandma's house a lot of the time. And then my grandma would see me and call my mother and cuss her out and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. She just thought it was weird. It wasn't looked at more. It was more like annoying. I don't know why. I wouldn't be like that with my kids. I'm not like that with anybody. I don't understand. She was a nice person usually, I think maybe she had her own issues with it too. I think my mom has disabilities too, right? So I don't think that she understood her disability. And I think back in the day, maybe my grandmother was a very strict lady, and she probably like call her names and stuff like that. It might have triggered her past child abuse, maybe. She's a very strict lady, and she's very strict. She was okay, but no, not really. She was very, very, very strict. She's a German lady, very strict. She had lots of rules, and don't put your hands on the table, or don't slouch, or she smacked my back. She's very, very, very strict. And she'd wake me up like at 5 in the morning to go scrub oil stains off the back. I mean, she's like, if you don't do it right, you're gonna do it twice. And she'd say like very, very strict. And you have to eat everything on the plate. Like whatever she made, you have to do it, and you have to say hello to everybody. And she would make you like greet everybody, which is very scary for me. Imagine that, and her pressing me like with authority, like kind of like to go do, like, you need to do this and act this certain way, or you're bad, And she was mean, punish me, and like spank them and stuff. But I would run away to her house, but at least there was I knew the rules there, At least there was a way. There was nothing, I wasn't gonna get hit or like abused for no reason, Like I knew how to follow the rules of that, Not to, it made me feel at least safe. I knew she wasn't gonna kill me. I knew she wasn't gonna, I wasn't gonna get sexually abused there. I knew that it was safe, but it was super strict. But it still felt better than being at that house with my family. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had to leave because I felt like I left before the depression. I imagine that when kids decide to commit suicide, it's because they're like, I dealt with abuse and every type of abuse consistently. I'm talking intense abuse, consistently throughout my entire childhood, and it was so bad that I felt that if I didn't get the hell out of there when I finally got the courage to leave, it's because I started to feel my mood. Like I was very like, it was very dark in my mind. Like I just felt really like nobody loves me, nobody likes me, nobody wants me around, and then I was starting to feel hatred towards people because I was like, they're fucking assholes. Like, just leave me the fuck alone. I didn't want to be around anybody. I didn't want to be around anybody. I just thought this world was just so unfair. I just felt like I just didn't belong in this world anymore. And I felt it with my, I was more like, I don't want to even look anybody at all in the face at all. And so when I started to feel like that, and then they still continued to abuse me, it got to the point where I couldn't take it no more. Like I definitely, maybe, I don't know if I would ever hurt myself, but I definitely probably would have went like psycho and started killing them or like beating the hell out of them. I actually beat my sister around that time, right before I left. One of the incidents that happened prior to me saying I can't take this shit no more is, I fought with my sister and I finally hit her back. something in me just it would just like snap or just curl in a little ball, and so let her beat me up, and I finally got to a point where I just felt like, oh my god, it just became so like frustrating that I was able to understand what they were doing to me at that point was just pure cruelty. It wasn't like fighting over a toy or fighting over something. It was pure like hatred type of really like really, how would you say, it seemed like almost evil. Like it was mean, and they knew I was innocent. They knew I wanted to be accepted by them, and they were just mean, and they would beat me up and stuff like that and take my things. So big, and then they would say comments about my autism, and then when I started getting old enough to realize how this really was, you know, it wasn't just like a thought or a feeling of mine. This is reality, and these people are, you know, they want to hurt me. They find it funny, you know, they find it empowering, and it just made me sick to my stomach. I snapped one day, and I busted her head open with a lemon squeezer because she pulled a knife out on me. And when I busted her head, I felt so like freaked out. That, oh my god, what did I do? Like I'm turning into them. I freaked out, panicked, and I was shaking, and I was like, oh my god, like, I can't be here. I'm turning into them. I was so afraid to end up behaving like them. It was so. It was actually very terrifying. More than people would think. You know, to be afraid of a certain type of person and mentality, and then to see that they're beating you up so much that they're turning you like that. Like I'm responding like them so I can survive. That's horrible. I left for survival. And I think that a lot of the reasons why I've been able to overcome most of my challenges was the need for survival. And everyone's like, what do you mean need for survival? You're a child. No, you don't understand. Like what they were doing to me, straight illegal. Like they should not be abusing me or allowing me to, talking that way. It was straight cruel, inhumane. They should be in prison, Horrible. And I honestly think, and God turned that, horrible, all that pain, he turned it into a blessing. I believe that I was able to get the experience and be able to advocate for myself now and not ever let something like that happen to me or my kids again, It was really cruel. I was hoping that when I got out of my house that I would be able to get over, that I'd be able to be accepted and be happy. Like I wouldn't be abused anymore, but unfortunately, I left home. I went to work, and the discrimination's still there. It wasn't just my family. I thought it was my family that was mean. It's the whole world. My family took it to another extent by getting real physical, of course, but I have a friend, an autistic friend in Australia, and he used to be at the bus stop, and he said that for no reason, some guy just came up to him and just started beating the crap out of him, fractured his skull. And if you met my friend, you would be like, who can hurt someone like that? That's so mean. He's such a nice person, and he doesn't like, he requires assistance and stuff like that, and he's just trying to catch a bus. Why would you run up to an autistic person and start punching them like that and hit their face and hit their head on the concrete? People are freaking mean, evil. I always say, like, I forgive, and I can move forward, but I don't want to forget, because why? It hasn't been dealt with. It's still happening today to a lot of autistic people, and I just feel like there needs to be more empowerment for autistic people, and there needs to be more healing, and there needs to be more acceptance, and there needs to be people need to be checked. Neurotypicals need to be checked, and they need to be seriously, they need to be checked roughly. Like they need to get their fucking ass kicked or a super heavy fine. They should not be allowed to go around talking like that to people. Yeah. That's why I feel like whenever I come into a situation like that, I feel like even if it's not me, it's another woman and her autistic child, and someone's pushing them around, I have to stand up and I'm gonna go and defend them like fully, because that's bullshit. And the crazy thing about it is that there's nothing wrong. We're not causing any problems. Well, I don't know what the fuck their problem is. You know, we're not asking them for fucking money. What the hell's... Why can't you just mind your own fucking business? If you don't like us, turn your fucking head. You know? Ridiculous. I'm the one that should have the issue. I'm the one that has to be in the presence of a bunch of fucking idiots. You know? I'm the one that has to go to the park and try to enjoy my day with a bunch of morons there. You know, I'm the one that has to live in this society with a bunch of half-wits. You know what I mean? Hi, Astro Winter. Oh, that was you that said that, huh? Yeah, it's crazy. So, yeah. I met with a girl that I knew the other day, and she has dual diagnosis, you know, cerebral palsy and palsy, I say it right, and autism and depression. And she also has like today she has in her when she got becoming older, she now has dealt with substance abuse issues. And I talked to her about like, well, how come you to stop? You know, you can't be doing that kind of stuff. And she's like all she was so hurt, like it's so hard to be hurt because of her physical issues and the pain and the social not being accepted, and you know she's very depressed, and that her mother's mean to her, and her mother don't let her see her kid, and she just finds it so difficult to get back on her feet because there's no support and nobody really cares and loves her enough, and she just feels like shit. She feels like shit. She don't want to feel like shit until she does drugs. She's not even like a wild person. She's just doing them to like, I guess, just to like hang out, just like be okay, just not be bothered by the depression. That's sad. There's no support to help her feel better. You know, it's really unfortunate. It's hard for them to get the help that they need. And it's really unfortunate because there's nice people like me, and I can't have people on drugs around me. So I talk to them, you know, from a distance now, you know, that it's come to light. But I can't have those people in my general circle because I directed her and told her how to get help, and I can help her from the phone, from Zoom, but I can't have people that in my house, you know, unfortunately. I can't be that close of a support. And if she were to stop using, you know, making sure she's sober, then maybe I'd be able to do that, but I can't do that, you know. Yeah. It's very sad. It's very sad because she didn't just say, oh, I like most people like, oh, I just do drugs at one party. I can stop whenever I want. You hear that classic case of denial. She straight said the truth, spoken like a real autistic. I swear, she said, I understand that it's wrong, and I wish I could stop, but I don't think I am because I'm too sad, and nobody cares to help me feel better, and I don't feel better, and I don't know how to feel better, so I feel really, really bad. So I'm doing this. It's the only thing that works so far to make it go away for a little bit. Like, wow, that's messed up. To not want to do something, but you're doing it because you just feel like so much emotional pain and so much loneliness. It's really sad. Yeah. So that's why I was watching. I was watching for my son too. My son's gonna be 11, and suicide. When puberty hits with autistic males, they can become more, have trouble with their emotions and hormonal changes and stuff like that happen, and they can become aggressive, and I just was doing my homework like I always do, making sure I know everything that I need to know to help, support him, make sure that he doesn't, have that issue, I'm such a gentle giant. I'd like to keep it that way, I don't want him feeling sad, So I was watching that right now. Yeah, my son's a good kid. And I feel so important for us as parents, especially if you're an autistic adult and you have autistic children. It's so much, even more like, important that you teach your autistic child how to have confidence, how to stand up for yourself, you know? And if you don't know that yet, you start working on it. My son, especially when I had Ozzy, was my biggest motivator to start pushing myself out of my comfort zone and to be a participator. Because how can I teach my son something I don't have? So it made me really push for, you know, because I thought it's so necessary that my son needs his support and I need to be, you know, that support for him. I need to overcome this so that I can show him how to do it. You know? The love for my son is what made me. I love both my kids, but Ozzy came first, and you know, and it made me really push, you know, speak up because I have to speak up because they're mistreating my kids. I have to speak up. Yeah. And I wanted to know, like, you know, what's going on with the school. What are they doing about it? What are they, you know, how are they bringing awareness and, you know, for this, because I want to know, you know, the type of like, you know, environment that my children are in when I'm not there, like the schools and stuff like that. You know, it's just it's a lot of work. I gotta cover all angles. You guys, I was on the phone today with housing. I was on the phone with properties and changing school transportation because I'm at a new location. So met with advocates, therapists already. It's a long day. I'm about to do some activities with my son Ozzy right now, so I'll probably get off in a minute. We were practicing this morning a new dance for dance short that we're going to do. Bye, Astro Winter. I don't know your name. I always call her Astro Winter, Miss Winter. No. So, yeah, I'm sorry. It's been a long day. My daughter really fell asleep. Oh, you asked me for soup, didn't you? I forgot. My son asked me for soup. I forgot. I just barely like boom. This one? Oh, I'll be right back, you guys. Yeah. Nice. I said something wet. I did. Something on the tree. Gross. We got a lot of stuff done, Ozzy. Sorry, I know I've been occupied all day, but it's been very important stuff I'm taking care of, so that you can be more content. Oh yeah, yeah, it's not all of that. People that have houses looking for a house for us by their school, Ozzy. Oh, my finger hurts. You know, people might find it strange, but like my son's gonna be 11. Sometimes when his sister falls asleep, he'll listen to like you know, educational like YouTube channels on autism, you know, so he can understand too, because it's so important. A lot of times autistic teenagers, they want to like hurt themselves and stuff because they don't understand their autism, and they just feel like the you know, the way the world shuns them, and that's very confusing and hurtful. You know, it can kind of make somebody feel crazy. You know, not understanding why they're doing this and why they're treating us this way. You know, when I realized that I was autistic and that my differences was associated with my autism, it actually was very relieving for me. Then it made the world, it made more sense, you know, everything made more sense. And like, I think that's the most frustrating and scary feeling for an autistic person. It's like when things don't make sense and they can't make sense of it. 3 months. I can stay here up to 3 months, but I have my Section 8 voucher, and so I've already applied to some places. I applied to a small house and a two-bedroom house, and then I applied to an apartment too, just in case. I really rather be in a house, but we'll see. Oh yeah, another thing. I didn't know this. Just so you guys know the information. So I was only approved for a 2-bedroom house, right? 2-bedroom to the Section 8. But then when I talked to the property owners that they referred me to, that Section 8 referred me to, they said, well, call back your case manager and ask if they would allow you to have a 3-bedroom, because I have 3 bedrooms and I can help you. I can move you in soon. And I said, wait. I said, they only give me 2. He's like, no, they can do that sometimes. So they know that they can only give you like 2-bedroom and you want 3. If you can find a reason enough to request it, that they will. Sometimes they change it and give you more funding. I didn't know that. That's good to know. I know. I don't know. I would do everything that I could to help them feel better. I would never ignore that. He's laughing. Yeah. I'm the only person in Aussie's. Like, I'm the only parent. I'm the only family member at all. It's me and Izzy. That's it. We don't have any other family at all. So, I have to make sure that I'm on top of everything, and make sure that I make that time to, really spend and be very, I need to be very in tune with my kids, so that, because if I'm not, if they feel detached or like that, if I don't make that time to build that relationship and build that bond, who will they go to, or how will they feel, if they have somebody? If I'm the only one there, and if I'm not on my toes, I gotta be on my toes. It's a requirement, It's a requirement. If you have an autistic child, and you're the only adult in their life, you can't just do basic care, basic routine care. You have to really dedicate your life to them, and be in tune. That means spending time with them, learning how to communicate with, understand them, have their, make sure they're laughing and they're happy, do things with them. Really do your homework on autism, you know what I'm saying? And help empower them so that they don't feel bad whenever they're around you, It's really important. You want to say hi, Ozzy? Oh, I almost picked that. You want to say hi, Ozzy? Will you say hi? He said hi. Say Ozzy. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Hi. Dad. Oh, he's so cute. Love you, Ozzy. Did you see him? They said hi, Ozzy. You want noodles? He's holding a fake little ramen noodle because he wants me to make him noodles. Let me see your noodle. You're trying to tell me what noodles? Trying to tell me something? Noodles? They're funny. I've been teaching him a dance move today. He is. He's a happy boy. Usually. Mostly, almost all the time. Very happy. And I plan to keep it that way. So I gotta go fight the system and make sure to give my son what he deserves. Okay, it's making Ozzy. If there's anyone on here that is not subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow my channel. It's awesome. Me and Ozzy are going to be practicing our next little dance short. You guys will be posting it tonight. My daughter kicked my lip the other day trying to change her diaper. She's a little jackrabbit. And her touch stimulation issues, my lips, I keep messing with my lips are. So I came out here to watch that video right now. You want to say hi, Ozzy? You want to sit closer? I've been teaching him to go on camera because it's good for him to see how he engaged and see himself in the video. There you are. You're tired? You need soupy? You love. You see? No, he smells my hair. I love you. I love you. I love you, pretty boy. No, say hey, Ozzy. Say Ozzy. Don't do that. Let me see. You need a towel? Don't touch me with that. Wash your hands, George. Nasty. It's not funny. So I've been giving him this medication for his spitting, right? He has this issue with microbiome issue. It's not working though, you guys. Just a heads up, like if they try to give you some prescription to help with spitting, it's not to your child, it's not going to work. I don't believe that it's associated with that. I think it has to do with it's probably like if they've done it for a minute, it's going to be like already like a habit, you know? It's going to have to be replaced with another one that probably gets the same stimulation, whatever you're doing. But I don't know. I have to do more research and really like find out what exactly. What did I do to my thing? Oh, I don't know. Oops. Ow. Okay, here we go, Ozzy. No, oh, you need a spoon, Ozzy? That baby knocked out. Here you go, baby. Like that? There you are. You want lemon? You want lemon? Yes or no? Lemon? Say yes. What are you doing? It's a salt. You have to mix it. That's why. It's the seasoning. Here, I'll help you. You want the other bowl? Hold on. That's better. Okay. Lemon. Here we go. Please? Sure. Hey, thank you. Hey, thanks, Mom. Hey, thanks. Oh, thank you. I'll see you that again. I feel good when you tell me thank you. Makes me happy. I want to be happy too. Mama too. Mama too. Oh my God, your sister destroyed the room. Oh, I know, right? I have always said that. And a lot of people say that. He has a very like, oh my God, contagious laugh. He laughs like, it makes me want to like giggle. Like sometimes he'll do it too, in places where it's supposed to be quiet, like an office or something. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm like, he's like cracking me up because I'm trying like not to be loud, but he's so silly. I like when he wants something or when I'm like talking about something that he like that is like, you know, like on a basic, maybe like on a issue that's going on with him, like I'm defending him or advocating for him. And he'll start laughing like because he understands what I'm saying, and he's like ha ha ha, and he'll laugh like it makes me, and he'll say yeah, and I think he's trying to like express that like he feels happy that how he was feeling is that I understand. He probably felt like it was overlooked or something, but when he hears me advocating for him, he gets excited that he's understood and validated, and his feelings are validated, you know, at least by me, and I care enough to defend him, you know, and to advocate for him. So I think it's really cute. Or ask him like if he wants something, and if it's something that's really good that he wants, he'll get excited for it and start laughing. He's like, yeah. It's like a hype man, you know. I always like he's hyping me up. I'll be talking and I'll be like, yeah. Are you empowering me, Ozzy? We had a girl over here earlier today, and she stopped by again today. She was here yesterday. But she's so wild. She's like, that's a lot of problems. I can't have these people around my kids. It's just too much. She was very repetitive too when they're talking, but it was about like unhealthy, like, and because she was still not 100% straight, you know, because not because of her disability, because of her choice to use a substance. You know, I couldn't have that. It was making me like anxiety very much because like I knew it wasn't because of her autism. She was trying to label it like that, but no, it wasn't. I'm autistic. I know it was a different type of talking. It was more like she was an addict, you know. And so it wouldn't stop, and it was like about the same thing. But I know that part is associated with autism. Like she couldn't let go of the emotional issue with her mother, but her she was not wanting to like be better or get help. You know, just kind of like I would be more willing to like take the time and help her and coach her step by step in this to help her pull herself out of that. But I got kids that can't do that. I can't get that close to somebody that's that. You know, when it can be a liability. When they're not thinking like, you know, bring some weird like trouble to my house. No. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm learning boundaries. See, boundaries, I did a video earlier today. Was it yesterday night? Yeah, I've always been very nice, and I've had issues with boundaries before because would be like, if anyone asked me, oh, can I borrow your phone in your house? Can I, you know, I don't have any money. Can you let me borrow $3? I go and be like, I'd order everybody in their house a meal. You know, if I had money, I mean, I just got paid or something. I would go and buy the whole family like a meal and be like, without them even asking for that much, I would go and give more. Like I was extra nice, you know. And I've always been extra like welcoming and supportive. Like if someone's telling me they're going through a hard time, like yeah, you can sleep over. Yeah, if you're having a hard time, well, yeah, we can hang out. Yeah, you know, yeah. And I'm trying to make people feel better, but I have learned recently that neurotypicals is very dangerous. They target me very easy, so that's exactly why I don't date too. I have kids now. I have to protect my kids, and sometimes I'll notice a red flag, but I won't really notice the way I should. You know, I'll be like, you know. And now I have always been like, okay, I got the neurotypical part down, but now I'm still having a little bit of difficulties because I'm autistic, and I know many others that are very nice, and like, you know, and I feel like I can trust them, you know, and they're very honest and stuff and kind. I mean, however, there are some with dual diagnosis that may not, you know, be how I'm thinking. So I'm kind of, I guess you can say maybe I'm stereotyping, which is not good, but not in a bad way. But it's I need to realize that I need to have boundaries also with autistic people. Boundaries just in general, because I never know what other past life that they, you know, whatever their story is, how they, I don't know, you know, what their intentions are. Usually autistic people have good intentions, you know, not harming ones, you know. But then again, if someone's on a substance, if someone has another thing, you know, another scenario in play at the same time, it can maybe change, you know, the way I'm interpreting them could be wrong, you know. So I'm learning. I want to make a connection with a lot of autistic people, but at the same time, in the world we live in today, like I was saying earlier, a lot of autistics do have problems, you know, substance abuse problems or some sort of, you know, and I don't like anybody that is, you know, I need to be in control of my environment at all times. And I don't want me just to be like, oh, it's okay, or allow things to slide just because I'm trying to blend and fit in. You know, it used to be a problem where I would just try to blend, and I'd find myself in situations like, oh, I don't even want to be here. Like, what the hell? What am I doing here? You know? And forgiving everybody, and I can forgive people, but I would forgive them and then allow it to repeat. You know, it's like, no, they're taking advantage of my you know, my autism and me trying to be like, you know, be you know, a friend or be, you know, understanding. I was trying to be nice, trying to be a good person, you know, when engaging with them, and they were take advantage of that and think that they can, you know, do whatever they want. So I've learned to be tough these days. Yeah. Obviously, you see him. He's little sleep in his Halloween bowls. Yeah, we're in this hotel. It sucks still because I don't know anybody out here, but at the same time, probably best. I think best that I don't know anybody because then I'll get distracted. I have so much cleaning to do. Okay. You too. I think you're already subscribed to my channel, right? Because you said that you saw me before you saw the videos, right? Alright. Have a good day. Thank you for joining me and chatting with me for a while. So, I think I'm just gonna. I have to clean up right now and get things situated. I will be coming back on though a little bit later. I'll have some topics to talk about and make some more videos and and also just hang out later maybe. Because I'm by myself here at this place. Most of my kids knock out. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a blessed day.